So, Josh, obviously guitar, Spanish, stuff like that. As far as like your mental state, like mental skills, do you think there's anything you learned from that prison experience that you're using actively in the free world, as you put it, like day to day?
Absolutely, man. It completely shaped who I am today. Obviously, I joke around a lot, and I still like to mess around and jokingly be toxic on RuneScape and stuff, man. Without threats. Don't worry. I know where the legal line is now. I did not when I was 19. Now I know where that line in the sand is, and I stay on one side.
I can't believe you got in trouble for that.
Back on RuneScape.
I'm a full-time RuneScape streamer. I play it 5 hours, 6 hours a day now, on Twitch all day. It's still my favorite game. What's
your Twitch channel real quick so people can check it out?
My Twitch is Pillault, and I know that is a doozy. I didn't know I was going to be a Twitch streamer when I made that, but there's 3 L's. JPILLAULT. It's like you keep your pills in a pill vault, but you just take out the V. So it's Pillault is my Twitch. Hopefully we come up with something cool to change it to soon. The RS Felon was already taken, which is my name on RuneScape. But man, I saw so much about just observing in there will show you so much about how toxic ego is and how so many of the world's problems just come down to like, fuck you, no fuck you. On something completely ignorant where compromise could have easily been found if one person would budge a little bit, and how evil polarization is and how much compassion, humanity we lose when people are on opposite sides of the fence from us. Sorry about that alarm. So many things that are just like, could have not even been an issue, but one guy had to be, I'm Big Billy Badass and I run this bitch. And just like, I learned a lot about compromise, hearing each other out and working towards middle grounds, how much that can really stop. I learned about the power of hope. Because like I said, these guys that wake up every day doing a life sentence, man, somewhere inside of them, there's a tiny grain of hope, even if it's pointless and it gets them through every day. And also one thing that I came to understand in a new light was friendship, which I believe is under the umbrella term of love. If you will forgive me, gay. But like the powerful force of love and having friends that you really care about, that you have a good sense of humor with, to vibe with, and you can spend time with, can get you through like anything, dude. Like sharing that burden with somebody that you trust and care about, even if you're not talking about it, man, but just sitting there next to that dude every day, knowing he's your homie and that you got this dude to laugh with at the end of the day. I learned a lot about, the resiliency of humans, man, and the malleability and the things that we can overcome. And definitely came out a much stronger person mentally. I try to be very balanced in all things in life now. I try to see both sides. That was definitely something I was not into beforehand. I try to see the positive and all negative. I try to use everything as a lesson in life. No matter how small it might seem, you might accidentally drop your keys on the way to the door. And you have a small lesson there in mindfulness, just tiny things like that, that really got me through day to day. And one thing that I'm really big about is
how many of your peers do you think left with this enlightenment? Because it's not what I think of it when I hear felon.
Very few. Yeah. Very few. There's that 91% at the lowest end percent of men in America either have been in prison before or that are in prison now, either have been before or will be back or have been twice. I'm in that percentage. The system is set up to make you fucking fail. There's no doubt about that. You can ask Kyle about it. They're popping up at your house 10 days, random drug test, then they hit you the next day trying to catch you slipping, Most people don't come out with any kind of improved view, it would seem. Most people come out either the same or sometimes worse. The first time that I got out, I thought I had a better mindset. I ended up violating, relapsing, going right back. And the second time that I was in, I really got it down. And I decided that they weren't going to hold me back. I didn't care if the fucking prosecutors called me a school shooter every day for the rest of my life. I didn't care what my hometown thought. I didn't care what any of these people said or did. I was going to get out and I was going to do right. And I was going to get my life together, focus on moving forward, stay sober, and just climb up from the bootstraps. And I realized that prior to my incarceration, I just wanted to sit around and be one of the type of people that blames everybody else for their problems. I was everybody's not helping me, I need a car to get a job and I need a job to get a car. I'm stuck. I need help. Like it was always poor me. And when I was in there, I realized that I'd had the opportunity all along to do whatever the fuck that I wanted. Because when you don't have freedom, you kind of look at that differently, like I could have, now I can't, even if I want to get an education, now I can't. And I had the opportunity then and I was just wasting it. You kind of start seeing things that way. So for me personally, man, it was a really big, I spent about 2 years of being ate up. I didn't go into it much on the podcast. I guess it just didn't come up, but I had some testimony from ex-girlfriends of mine that was brought that came in my sentencing and got me a lot of extra time. And they were lying. And I say that proudly. And I've got a video on my channel. Why did my ex-girlfriends testify against me? If anybody is interested in that, because it later came out that allegedly.
What happened?
Well, according to her, allegedly, according to one of them, the FBI charged her with something very bad because they essentially followed her after my arrest. and hung a very serious charge over her head that had a mandatory minimum 5 years. And they told her, if you don't tell us what we want to hear about him, then you're going to have to do this time, but we'll make it all go away if you testify. That's what she told me. I can't guarantee that it's true. This is alleged. I have the text and the evidence on the video on my channel, but she said that I had plans to shoot up a school, that I talked about it a lot, and that I had drawings or something, and I had made Molotov cocktails.
Wow.
None of which was found in my home. No drawings, no weapons of any sort. Her contradiction, she was contradicted on the stand, whole 9 yards. But for the first 2 years that I got to prison, man, that shit was eating me alive every day. Like sitting there knowing that I don't know why she told this lie about me, but it was the nail in my coffin, and now I'm sitting here doing this woman's time. And not knowing the truth about it and not understanding. It ate me up, man. And after 2 years, it took over 2 years of me getting in fights and doing drugs and doing dumb shit in prison to just decide that it wasn't going to hold me back. And that for the rest of my life, anytime that I did anything bad, not only was I going to take accountability for it, but all my victories and my triumphs were going to be mine as well. And I was going to own them, and I wasn't going to let the FBI fucking stop me. And I wasn't going to let them say anything about me. I was going to finish my probation.